Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horror Vision Presents Slasher Party. My name is Sean.
And I'm Missy.
And I'm Jessica.
And we're going to talk about everybody's favorite subgenre of horror. I mean, the other day I was on the bus and this guy was like, "Do you like mall horror?" And I was like, "Brother, separated at birth, motherfucker. Come here." We went and got tattoos that say mall horror. It's great. Yeah, we're going to talk about mall horror. Specifically, Missy, why did you bring this up? What is the anniversary that it anchors this episode?
Chopping Mall, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. um, just had its 40th anniversary. It came out on March 14th of 1986.
Wait, that means I'm 50. Fuck.
And
Fuck, that's going to take some getting used to.
who doesn't love Chopping Mall? It's one of the happiest movies ever.
It is. I agree.
It's one of my comfort movies.
It's your happy place.
Yep, I can put that movie on anytime. And every time somebody gets killed and a robot says, "Thank you, have a nice day," it makes me laugh without fail every time. And I've probably seen the movie 100 times. I know it by heart.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
I've watched it at least twice specifically because of you. You were watching it and I was like, she just sounds so happy listening, like talking about
It
chopping.
is my
Might as well
happy
throw it
place.
on.
So, Jessica, had you seen it prior to Missy talking about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once, maybe twice. I did not grow up watching it, so I don't have the same love for it. I don't dislike it. It's a fun little
Yeah.
80s movie. I hate the fact that there isn't really I have a complicated relationship with this movie because I'm bitter about the fact that there's not an actual mall slasher with murder with knives, like a slasher from the 80s that was there should have been one, and it should have been called Chopping Mall, and Chopping Mall should have been called something else. I've gotten over it. I like the movie now. Still bitter about the fact that there's no mall slasher though.
I agree. And I think, Missy, we were talking about this the other day. And the poster that I knew from the video store, I'd never seen it until the 2000s, right? The poster and the VHS box has a cybernetic clawed hand holding a gift bag that's torn and has an eye.
Parts.
Yeah, it has body parts. And I always thought growing up, and even into adulthood, having not seen it, I didn't avoid it. It just never came around. I mean, streaming wasn't always ubiquitous, right? So I remember our friend Bickness came out in 2011 to visit me, and I took him to Amoeba Records when it was over on Sunset, and he bought it on DVD because I believe it was still hard to come by. So this was another one where when I saw it, I was like, wait, what? I thought it was going to be so severe, and it was not. And like Joe Bob says, this is on Shudder with Joe Bob. I recommend anybody and everybody watch it that way. There's no chopping in Chopping Mall at all. None.
No, they're robots that kill people with lasers, but they thought Chopping Mall was. I mean, and it's a great title. I mean, I agree it should have been called something else, and Chopping Mall should be like a slasher movie, with knives and not
this is a slasher in a way.
But with a knife wielding or axe wielding maniac loose in the mall, not robots. But I love the movie anyways. I don't know how you didn't see this until the 2000s. This was a Missy and Jimmy video store special. Me and my cousin would rent this movie all the time. So many times when we were kids.
So many of these movies that I thought as a kid were going to be so severe, and now I'm like, now obviously you're an adult. Movies have come so far, and you look at it now and you're like, oh, it's quaint, right? And I love this movie. It's great, but it's there's nothing about it that makes it a horror movie at all. It's a horror genre for sure,
but it's not scary. It's goofy.
I want to know what that fucking arm is attached to in the poster. Like that looks scary to me. I want to know what the fuck that thing is, you know. But anyway, whatever. I'll get over it. 40 fucking years.
40 years.
When do you think you first saw this? Like what year?
When the video stores became the big thing in the 80s, and like me and my cousin would rent everything from the horror section.
So probably around the time it came out on video then, because like 86, 87.
Right. Yeah, somewhere around that. I mean, maybe a little later because I'm a little younger than you and I have a really bad concept of time. But I mean, I was probably like maybe 10, 11. That's when, you know, me and my cousin would I'd usually stay at his house, and on Friday night, his mom would take us, or if he stayed at my house, one of the moms would take us to the video store, and we'd get like 3 or 4 different horror movies or sci-fi movies, and that was our weekend. And this was one that we would rent over and over again because it's fun and we loved it. And it has a really good exploding head scene, which, I mean, when you're 11, that's amazing. I mean, it's still amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It's a really good practical exploding head, but
I think up until this point, so we got Maniac in what, like 81 or whatever, right? Exploding head, Tom Savini.
Tom Savini explodes his own head.
Yes. This is 86. Scanners
was earlier than this. Had to have been
81. Scanners 81. So Scanners and yeah. And then, you know, the only other exploding head I can think of is Bigos's The Mind's Eye, and
I haven't seen that one.
But that's way the fuck later, right? So that's a pretty good exploding head. I mean, it's hard to gauge. It's hard to say what my favorite is. I don't think this is my favorite, but it's still really good.
For me, it's this and Scanners.
Yeah, I think Scanners is probably. I really like the Maniac one too, though.
The Maniac one is good too. I mean, I appreciate all of them.
Jessica, as our resident slasher expert,
yes,
how do you feel about the final girl, Kelly Maroney, in this movie?
I always get her confused with the actress who was the Valley Girl in Valley Girl.
I've never seen that.
And
I have, but only one. I think she's in Valley Girl, isn't she? Oh no, she's in.
It's the other one.
Wait a minute. No, she's in Fast Times.
Yeah, she's in Kelly Maroney was in Fast Times, Chopping Mall, Night of the Comet. I've never seen Valley Girl.
It's Deborah Foreman, and she's also in. She plays Muffy in April Fool's Day.
Okay.
So every time she spins around in the chair in Chopping Mall, and it's not Muffy sitting there, I get confused. I don't know what that means. That's my only answer to that question. I'm confused that it's not Deborah Foreman.
Okay. I love Kelly Maroney.
It's fine. This movie is fine. It's charming. It's whatever. I think you had to have been like, it had to have been a kid, something you imprinted on you as a kid to truly love this thing on the level.
Yeah.
It's just cute to me. It's fun.
Fair.
I could totally see that. I got a little bit something extra out of it this viewing where I forget if Joe Bob said this or yeah, I think Joe Bob said this. The music, okay, the score, which is
yeah, Joe Bob talks about the score.
Chuck Sereno, and it's such a weird blocky, like it's synth, but it doesn't sound like synth, synth like we think of it.
It sounds video gamey.
It sounds video gamey, and apparently Chuck Sereno was like trying to emulate what he thought it would sound like for like the information to be going into the robot's head. I just thought that was like, it added a level of enjoyment to it that I was like, oh.
That's a great description.
It it is because it's like as soon as he said it, I was like, oh my god,
Mhm.
like 100%. I know I'm picking up what you're putting down, Chuck Sereno, 100%. We get a nice cameo by Dick Miller. Always a
Always
fucking
a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Always a pleasure. We get Mary Warnov and the other dude from Eating Raoul. I can't think of his name. Paul Bartel. I don't know. It is a fun movie, but I think, Jesse, you're 100% correct that it would have had to have imprinted on us the way it imprinted on Missy
Right.
at that age, you know, to like truly love it as Missy does. I will say it's made me think a lot about malls.
Yeah.
I've really been thinking about malls
Well,
a lot.
we've
And
been watching mall horror movies, and I hate the mall, but I haven't been
I
to a
do
mall
too,
in years.
it's like a couple years ago, our friend Chris came out and visited us, and there was like a day, I don't remember if it was like raining or something, and we were like stuck in the house, and he's like, why don't we go to the mall? I'm like, yeah, I mean, okay. We walked around the mall, and it was so fucking surreal because, you know, malls are like they're not doing good. You know, they're not what they were, right? I
Right.
mean, like I remember what they were. That's not what they are. Although maybe they are in Clarksville. I'm not quite sure because there was a lot of fucking people. That surprised me.
Right. But in the
And I
80s,
just,
they loved the mall. And
but or I mean, or is it just because it's such an 80s thing? Like it's hard to judge, right? But it's ripe for horror. So that's why we're doing mall horror. So
right.
we've got this. Now we've got Night of the Comet I brought up, and I had only seen it one time, and really it's kind of a footnote. I remembered it being very mall centric, and it's not at all.
It's because the lead are Valley girls. They're Valley girls. They're 80s Valley girls. Those are
Yes, they are. Yes. Kelly Maroney again, you know.
yes.
Right.
That there, she's fantastic and I love her.
Yeah, she's pretty great now.
I love Night of the Comet. Love Night of the Comet.
Okay. I don't love Night of the Comet, but I saw that one much later. And it isn't really horror enough for me, but I really like Kelly Maroney because of Chopping Mall, so it's all right. I don't mind it. I showed it to a friend about a year ago as a double feature with Chopping Mall because she wanted to dip her toes in horror, and she also loves female characters and whatnot, so that was the way in. I started showing her stuff with Good Final Girls, and then I wanted to show her something that was fun that would probably appeal more to her than it did to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Night of the Comet it's fine. It's fun. I mean, I love Kelly Maroney, and I think it's really, really good, like gateway horror. But you know, it's not exactly my thing. But you know, something like Chopping Mall or Phantom of the Mall, which is filmed at the same mall that Chopping Mall is, the Galleria, the Sherman Oaks Galleria in California.
All the malls in California are called the fucking Galleria.
Yes, they are.
Like when I move there, people will be like, "Oh, the Galleria." I'm like, "Which fucking Galleria?"
Oh,
because you call every mall.
I thought that was a specific mall that's just been in a bunch of movies.
No, it is.
No.
It is. That is a specific mall. I used to live like 2 streets down from it.
Well, the Sherman Oaks Mall, yeah, the Sherman, but I'm just saying Galleria is not specific at all.
Okay. I don't know. I'm from Chicago.
that mall.
We don't call the mall the Galleria.
She said Sherman Oaks. It's the Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Yeah, it's the Sherman Oaks.
Sherman Oaks. It's the same one Valley Girl's done in, right?
I don't know. It's the same one. It's the same one as Fast Times, I think, too. I don't know if Valley Girl.
Yeah, I think they're all. I think they're all done there.
It is
so
the same
that is
as
a
Fast
specific
Times.
mall.
And
yeah,
and Chopping Mall and Phantom of the Mall is all the Sherman Oaks.
But they
Galleria.
call them all Galleria for whatever reason. I don't know. Because there's a Galleria near where I lived in Redondo Beach on Hawthorne. There's a Galleria, I think, in Orange. I forget where in Orange County. Probably multiple. But anyway, Jessica, when did you see Night of the Comet first? Was this something you saw when you were younger?
No, it was not. I don't remember the first time I saw it. It's been within the last 10 years. But it's kind of a seminal film for a lot of stuff that I love. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is heavily inspired by it. The cheerleader
Really?
on cheerleader with an Uzi. Joss Whedon saw that and was like, "Hey, you could do something with that." And it's just I love anything with quote unquote dumb girls being badasses. I'm there. It's fantastic. And the sisters are dumb girls and it's but in the best way, in a good way. So it's
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. And then the mall scene is when they're facing off with the what are the guys? What are they?
Oh, oh my God. Okay. You think it's like a gang or something, and it turns out they're just stock
Yeah.
boys,
Yeah.
right? That is in my opinion, the best scene in the
It is.
movie. And the guy, okay, Ivan E. Roth plays Willie, the leader. That dude steals other than so there's the sisters, but as far as like supporting cast, that guy makes an impression.
Yeah,
I
he does.
really like that guy a lot. Now, the obvious thing, people listening to this are going to be like, mall horror, really? And you fuckers aren't leading off with George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Mine too.
We're never gonna talk about that movie on this podcast, except in a very there's never gonna be a Dawn of the Dead episode because every fucking podcast, I mean, it's just been done to death, right?
Hmm.
So obviously when we talked about mall horror, that's the first fucking thing. Well, Chopping Mall came up because it was the anniversary, and we were looking to do an episode that like how do we spin off of that? Oh, mall horror, you know. Um, Dawn to me, Dawn of the Dead is the Romero Dawn of the Dead is that's it. You can that's the beginning and the end of the book on mall horror. Everything else doesn't need to exist. Or I shouldn't say it that way, but like that's my desert island. Like it's just fucking perfect. But that's all we'll say. So instead of talking about Dawn of the Dead, we're talking about lesser known, obviously. Chopping Mall, Night of the Comet. Now, Missy, you brought up Phantom of the Mall.
Phantom of the Mall.
To talk about that, I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. I've seen it twice. I really like that movie, but I don't have a great memory. So,
Okay, I was rewatching it the other night, but I fell asleep. Not because it wasn't good, just because it was like 3 a.m. Um, it's in my opinion a fun '80s mall slasher. It's I think the first feature film that Pauly Shore did, and he's not.
okay.
I'm not positive about that. It's one of his early movies, if it's not his first. And he's not doing the Pauly Shore thing. He's just playing a regular character, and he's good. He's good in it. Um, I don't remember it super well, which is why I was rewatching it and I didn't get to finish it. But it is a fun one that is worth checking out. And if you like Joe Bob, it's not up with Joe Bob anymore, but it is in the Just Joe Bobs. So you can still watch it that way. I recommend doing it on 2 screens. You put the movie on one and then put Joe Bob on like your phone or your laptop or something and do it that way. But it is I do remember it's the same mall that they used for Chopping Mall. And, it's, if you've never heard of it, you've never seen it, you like 80s slashers, especially ones in malls, check it out. It's cheesy. It's cheesy fun.
I feel like it's in the wheelhouse of like a Night of the Demons.
Sure.
You know, I really enjoyed it when I watched it the first time. I'd never heard of it. It was probably like, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. And
Yeah, when Joe Bob showed it, probably.
no, first time I saw it, actually, for a while, Ray had so Arrow Video, who put out
Oh, okay.
Blu-rays, they have a streaming channel, and Ray had like for a couple of years he had a subscription, and he shared his info with me, and I would log in occasionally and see what they had, and that popped up, and I think Kirsten and I were like just hanging out like on a Sunday or something, and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's check it out." Phantom of the Mall, right? It's Phantom of the Opera, but the mall. What is it about the mall? It's so. Let's think about this. What is it? So each, I want each of you to give me something about the mall that like inspires or fascinates you as far as like could be used in a movie. I'll give you an example. The fucking people that work at those kiosks. I mean, that is just the weirdest. It's just so. It's so fucking. It's the cult. They obviously have their own culture, right? Because you work in a place, it has its own culture. It's just the weirdest shit to me. I don't know. What is it?
The kiosk workers, we need to drill down on this a little more because I'm not really understanding. The kiosk workers in particular are weird to you?
How do you get that job? Have either of you ever known anyone that worked at a kiosk in the mall?
Yeah, when I worked, I mean, I didn't work at a kiosk, but
Really?
I knew people who worked at kiosks, like other friends who worked at kiosks in the mall. Like when I was in high school, I worked at Spencer's for a couple years, and I had friends that worked
Ah,
at different kiosks or food stores.
I don't know if I knew that you worked at Spencer's. Now that's really
That was
interesting.
my first job. I just don't get why in the 80s or even in the 90s, like I remember my family like going to the mall on as like an outing, and I don't understand why that is a thing.
That's what I mean. Like, what are the things about the mall that like?
It was just a place to go and wander around. It just was. It was just a place to go. There was nowhere to go.
So I would have been 14 and 90, and that's about the time I started getting dropped off at the mall. You know, you get a couple friends that live around you. They come over, or you go to somebody's mom or whatever. It's always the mom. The dad's
Mhm.
not going to do it. Drop you off the mall, and then they pick you up. You know, a couple hours later, right? And there used to be theaters or whatever, but really we just went to be jagoffs. That's what we went there to do. Um, but it was like this place, this like cultural magnet, and it's funny because Romero like nails it in what is Dawn of the Dead 78 or whatever, like nails it. I don't think that we were going there because we were consumers. We were going there because, like you just said, Jessica, there was nowhere else
There
to
was
go.
no,
It was just something to do.
it was a
You
place.
know, it was a place to possibly see girls that didn't go to your school. Uh, it was a place to, you could go to Sabaro and get a slice of pizza.
That was like molded to the plate.
You could go into like one of those like ancillary restaurants and like buy cigarettes out of the cigarette vending machine. That's how I started smoking cigarettes when I smoked, right?
Cigarette vending machine.
Oh,
Oh my God.
there's like a sign on it that says like must be 18 or whatever. It's like sure,
Right.
sure, Mr. Sign, yeah, no problem.
Well, that's why they eventually got rid of them.
Yeah, let me put my 10 quarters in, get a pack of death.
But they still have one in shopping mall. The cigarette machines.
They do. Yeah, actually, that's one of my favorite scenes.
Mine too.
It's it's something that like I feel like it's culturally more or less gone. It's more or
It's
less
gone.
not. It's
It's
gone. I
wild
mean,
how ingrained in our culture it was and how now it's gone. It's gone.
yeah. I mean, it's not 100% gone because again, like I was a little surprised walking around the Clarksville Mall, the governor's state. I was like, there's a lot of people here. It's kind of weird.
But you don't have teenagers making that, their second home anymore.
There were a lot of
But
teenagers.
not like it's still we have the phones now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't I
yeah.
don't think I have any friends that have teenagers that have those teenagers hanging out at malls these days. I really
Nobody's like, mom, drop me at the mall.
no, I don't.
That leads us to like, so where is this in the current day, right? Like, does this still fit into the horror cultural paradigm?
I
And
mean,
it does. And you
there's
know what?
literally a movie in theaters right now
About a mall. Yeah.
about a mall, and it's good.
Is that the Diablo Cody
Yes.
movie?
Yeah. Forbidden Fruit. It was fun. I liked it. You'd hate it, but I liked it.
Yeah,
And
I know I would because it's Diablo Cody. But also, movie that Missy brought up, Slaxx.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not, I mean, that's pretty current. That's from 2020. Um, I think it was a Shudder original. It's available on Shudder and AMC Plus. It's a horror movie about killer genes. But I love it. I think it's super fun. I like some goofy shit. I mean, people who like movies like Rubber. I saw Rubber at a film fest when it premiered, and it's about a telepathic telekinetic tire. And if that sounds fun to you, check it out because it's goofy and fun. But Slaxx is a super fun horror comedy that like nobody's heard of. Um, you have to be able to accept its ridiculous premise. I mean, it is about killer genes, but I mean, it's written smart. I think it's got good social commentary with lots of snark. It's got some inventive, fun kills and, a lot of gore and heart. And I am fascinated by the puppetry that goes into bringing these pants monsters to life. I mean, it's a mix of practical and CGI, but they lean heavily into the practical. But I mean, they used 41 pairs of jeans to bring these pants creatures to life. And I was, if you watch the movie, watch the credits because they will show a little bit how they do some of the puppetry.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was reading about some of the different things they were doing, and I'm fascinated by how they do it. That they used 41 different pairs of jeans. The pants are usually controlled by one or two puppeteers, and they'd have people in like green suits with these rigs that are attached to them. So the pants are walking along with them. And they kind of make them look like feral animals at some points. And they're literally taking jeans, they cut the backs out of them and they put their hands in them and use them as puppets to make faces. So they look like they're biting and eating things. And it's different. It's different. It's weird. It's bloody. I like it a whole lot.
What's your take on Slaxx, Jessica?
I don't usually like killer blank movies at all.
Mm-hmm.
This one is very well done. It's stupid, but in a good way. It is really, really gory in a way you wouldn't expect from a killer pants movie. But if you're making a killer pants movie, like it should be gory.
Go big. Right. Go big or go home.
Exactly. It shouldn't be, something subtle like dye infecting people and killing them. It should be severing them in two. It should be.
Yeah.
That's what we came to see. You don't go to the killer pool movie for baseball,
That's true.
Yeah, it's pretty delightful. It had been on my watch list since it dropped, and I just kept passing it by, and it really surprised me because, it's like you guys are saying, it's goofy, right? But gory, and it takes place in basically the Gap, essentially, right? And like the manager Craig, like within 15 seconds, it's like, I can't wait to see this motherfucker die. Right? Like you just can't. And most of the cast, it's the same thing. Like they just assemble this group of people that you're like, I can't wait to see you die. I can't wait to see you die. But then it goes into like the whole thing with the Bollywood music and like the origin. I was like, I am fucking floored by the kind of social commentary here. Really didn't expect it.
Yeah, it's deeper than, I mean, it's not super deep, but it's deeper than you'd expect for a Killer Jeans movie.
It's pretty I mean, yes, for a kill, yes, but it's pretty fucking deep for this kind of movie.
It is.
Like, and and you get to see all these people die in
really fun ways.
I love the first chick that puts on the pants that dies. That's great. But then it's almost even better. The second one walks into the ladies' room and sees the jeans hanging over the fucking stall and puts them on and then dies. And I'm just like, wow. Oh, and then the influencer shows up.
I love watching her die. That one's great. That's so funny.
It's nice because the influencer horror thing is like it's just done to death, but like this is sequestered in the middle, so it's not the focus.
This is also 20, so it hadn't been done to death at that point.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but it's really just like it's croutons on the salad, you know.
It's also, I mean, it's only like a 75-minute movie. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's real snappy, and you know,
These are all short movies.
yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because Shopping Mall's only about 75 minutes too. Because
You know why they're short?
oh yeah, Roger Corman.
Well, yeah, yeah. Yes, that's exactly why.
Roger Corman didn't want to have to pay for another reel of film, so movies had to be.
Fucking love it.
He usually tried to keep them right around the 75-minute mark.
Yeah, no, seriously, like you go over it, you're going to pay for and the first time I heard Joe Bob say that, I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." But also, I'm assuming because the people filming them were like, "I don't really want to be in the mall that long," you know.
Well, and speaking of Roger Corman, I don't know if either of you noticed, but in Shopping Mall, when
Oh
the two
yeah.
girls, you noticed it in the restaurant, the posters.
Yeah, well, and they had so the posters, and they have the Attack of the Crab People is playing
Well,
on
yeah.
TV, and the guy from Attack of the Crab People is in the movie.
Well, right, but no, in the restaurant. What I was going to say is all the posters in the restaurant are Roger Corman movies.
One of the things Joe Bob was saying is like Roger Corman actually doesn't like people doing homages to his movies in their movies. So there's so many homages in Shopping Mall. Well, Dick Miller plays his character from Bucket of Blood, I think.
Yeah, it's the same name. Rest in peace, Roger Corman.
Yeah. You know, it's pretty interesting. I think one of the things maybe that like has got me thinking about the mall is I mean, obviously, you know, talking about all this, but also like this Stranger Things, you know, did, you know, basically a whole season in the mall and rewatching it, you know, earlier this year, or I guess late last year, really got me just thinking about it like culturally, you know, like, and like Jessica, like you said, it's like it's gone. It's just it was this thing that was like monumental in people's lives that's just doesn't matter anymore.
Well, it's weird too because there were a lot of in the 80s where our parents would drop us off and like that the mall, kids hanging out at arcades all the time, you know, all day, movie theaters, and like a lot of that just doesn't exist anymore.
Kids don't, you don't drop your kids off places now like that. That's not
right. But in the 80s they did, and you know,
they did,
and we were latchkey kids. You know, I don't think that really exists anymore either.
No, not as far. I mean, not for anybody who can help it in any way, shape, or form. No.
Which I mean, you know, I don't have kids. I'm never going to have kids, so I'm not really the person to weigh in on this. But I don't know. I think there's a healthy median where like some degree of autonomy is good, but also
it strikes me as less dangerous to allow an 11-year-old to walk around a mall in broad daylight than it does to hand an 11-year-old an iPhone and let them do whatever the fuck they want.
I agree with that.
I love that you just said, I fucking love that you just said that. Thank you. Because as somebody that will never have kids, like that puts a lot into perspective because that's kind of like, yeah, like that makes sense to me. So, okay. It's good to know that I still have like kind of a grasp, even though I'm not in that world.
No, I'm big on the internet is destroying us all. And
yeah, it is.
We need to take the phones away from the children, and we need to take the iPads away from the children, and we need to stop right now. We can still turn this around, I think, but I've seen the way that like a 5-year-old reacts to an iPad, and it's horrifying. And then you know that there's kids out there that are communicating with adults online, that are participating in social media, that are their parents are putting them on the internet. Like I really do believe that we were safer in the 80s and 90s being dropped off at a mall in broad daylight than we are letting kids just be loose on the fucking internet. It's insane. It's insane to give your child a fucking iPhone. It just is. Sorry. It is.
I love that. I love hearing that because that to me that makes perfect sense. It's like they might be in your house and even within your sight, but if they're on something like that, I don't know. Plus, when you said like how a 5-year-old reacts to an iPad, I mean,
it was like watching like gambling. It was like online gambling. Like the game she was playing had like no learning. There was no pretense of any kind of, oh, this is educational. It was just like a Barbie casino. And the reaction and just watching her kind of get sucked in and watching her personality just completely disappear. And then also knowing what it does to adults and having seen it stuff to adults. And, you know, I wrote a whole ass novel about this. So like I could go on about this for a while. But it was the mall days were more wholesome time than today, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Much more.
Even if there were robots blowing up people's heads, you know.
Exactly. It was quaint. It was quaint.
Still. A robot blowing up your head is nowhere near the dangers of the internet. And let me segue to say, follow us on Instagram. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the internet is like it was the best thing, and then it is just it's just trash. It's just trash.
I feel like people are going to start putting it down. I think we're going to split into two societies. People who are like done and people who are just going to stay plugged in. I really, really do.
Maybe the people that are done will go back to the mall.
That's what I'm thinking. People are starting to buy physical media again. You know, crazier things have happened.
I mean, I do like the idea that like the younger generation will be like, fuck you, mom and dad, and your bullshit Facebook and streaming Netflix. I'm, gonna go the opposite way.
Gen Z, they're buying VHS tapes, they're buying vinyl, they're buying cassette tapes again. Like I said, stranger things have happened. It won't be everyone, and there's going to be a huge divide between the two groups of people. But I think a lot of people are going to go back, and I don't think it'll be. I could see there being certain malls where people go specifically to kind of experience. Like there's like certain places where video stores still exist, and people will go to them.
Mm-hmm.
I can see certain malls being something like that. I don't think there's going to be a mall in every single community. I don't think we're going to return.
No. It is weird. Like there were, like small town USA had a mall. Yeah, it used to be the mall was like everywhere. It's fast. It's so fast. And there's so many like ghost malls all over the United States. I guess really the ultimate outcome of this is like there's probably a lot of room for more mall horror. Like we could maybe get that chopping mall.
Yeah.
It won't be called chopping mall, but
And let me tell you, as someone who wrote a novel of a mall slasher, people enjoy it. Mallrats is the one that I get asked about the most.
Really?
More than Tastes Like Candy. People love Mallrats.
I love Mallrats.
People love Mallrats.
That's awesome.
Yes. I'm very, very happy that they do, because I also love Mallrats, but people love Mallrats. And I think people just really love mall horror, and they love that sort of like nostalgia. Because Mallrats takes place, I wrote it, I said it in 1999 in a dying mall, because even by the late 90s, malls were already starting to die.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But people love it. Love it. I think people miss it.
There's plenty of room. I mean, these gigantic buildings that are just, whether they're abandoned or they're not abandoned, I mean, I don't know. There's so much room for horror. And all of these movies we've talked about really play on that, like Chopping Mall, I'll reference Dawn of the Dead again, but like there's these back areas, right? There's like you go through the employee only door and there's these long hallways and these corridors and they go to the, you know, stock room into the fucking break room into the inventory area. Like I love in Slaxx they have the gated area, you know, where they can like quarantine the new product. They're very large spaces, and that in and of itself, that's why there's like high-rise horror and, you know, all these other derivations. Like you have a giant structure and so many people in it. There's room for horror.
I love survive the night kind of stories that take place in one place and immerse you in their world. So I like these kind of movies.
That's Chopping Mall for sure.
Fear Street
like that. Yeah. That's Mall Horror. Chopping Mall. Happy birthday. 40 fucking years.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. This is the Horror Vision Slasher Party. I'm Sean.
I'm Missy.
I'm Jessica.
When incoming high school senior Lisa McCready's boyfriend and classmates are brutally murdered at a party in the woods, the quiet suburban community of Sundown Hills transforms into a paranoid nightmare. Betrayal, corruption, and dark family secrets push Lisa dead center into a burgeoning class war where rival millionaires plot to steal the town's future between reliance on big oil and the incoming age of legalized weed, electric cars, and social conscience. As she struggles for answers, the killings continue, and Lisa finds the world she knew was little more than a lie to placate the masses and keep a satanic 1% in power. From the demented mind of Sean C. Baker, author of Murder Virus, A Collection of Desires, and Volume 4, comes Black Gloves and Broken Hearts, a teenage giallo mystery. Available now.